Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong. Welcome to the back office. Epoxy repair putty. Look at these. These are repair putty pellets. And these are actually a two-pack putty. So basically you've got two parts of the resin are packaged together with a small gap between them, which is sort of filled with an oil or something stops them mixing. And then really you just take the pellet out, smush it, and it'll go hard. Basically, I got this off the internet. It was £1 from eBay, so you probably can get a pound stretcher. Wood, metal, plastic, ceramic, and much more. Fingers. Well, not really fingers. Ideal for filling holes in bricks, plaster, concrete, etc. Can be used as adhesive to secure small objects. Seals leaks in pipes. Don't know about leaks in pipes, but it might help. Rebuilds chips, ceramics, wood, stones, plastic. Repair putty. It's useful for repairing stuff when you need a putty-like plastic. But more importantly, I'm going to actually kind of review this because I've got a little project in mind I've been sort of thinking about, and now is the perfect opportunity to try it out. So I'm going to turn the camera around and let's start making. So I was racking my brain to think, what could I make with some epoxy repair pellets? So I've acquired a few items from my shelf of mystery to assemble something that I think could be a little bit of fun and intrigue for my children's. So I'm going to need some gloves for this because although you can touch this with your bare naked fingers, it does have a bit of a resiny smell, and once I did do a big job using epoxy resin and got a really bad rash, and I kind of think it might have been from the resin, so I'm not going to take any chances. So I've got one here that's kind of got smushed in transport, so let's see if I can retrieve that one. No, it's not going to cooperate. Do I have a knife? Yes, I do. So I'm just going to extract that single pellet out of the packaging because, frankly, it's going to be a pain to store blobs of putty on my shelf. Especially my kids, I'll probably eat it, think it's chewing gum. So there we have it. I'm going to zoom right in so we can see what this is. So it's got some plastic over the ends, again to stop that curing, but you can see the two colours right there. You've got a green colour and a white colour, so that's the two materials. So I'm just going to unwrap this like a hubba bubba bubba chewing gum. Going to give it a little sniffy sniff. Actually, it doesn't really smell like anything. It kind of smells like plasticine, if anything, so that's really not very resiny. So it says basically it'll set within 30 minutes and the hardening will begin within 2 minutes. Looking at the results here, instructions. God, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Clean, blah blah blah. Uniform color. Repairs should be in place before hardening begins with 2 minutes. Drill, tapped and machined. Lots of fun things you can do with this. Right, so it doesn't really mix nicely with the gloves, but I'm just going to keep working out. So while I'm doing that, I just want to show you what else I've got in my hand, and that's magnets. And I shouldn't have had them in my hand when I touched the camera because they just stuck to something. Hopefully not all those fragile lens and autofocus system. And what I intend to do is just get back there was just to have a bit of fun by taking one of these neodymium magnets and encasing it in a ball of putty like a sort of a jumping bean. Look at that, look how reactive these are. Hello! And you know, make something for the kids. So you can see it's sort of it's actually getting quite pliable now. You know, there is a bit of a resiny smell, so it's starting to really smell quite epoxy-y, but it's not too bad. That does wash off. Get my kids to do this. They like crafts, don't they? What can we make? So it could be fun actually if you're into moulding things with like Fimo and plasticine and you're particularly bored, you could make something out of this if you want to work quickly. So there's my ball of stuff, and I'm going to take one of my magnets and I'm going to embed it inside. Let's give this a test while it's still. Ooh. Oh no! I'm not sure what I'm trying to achieve here. If I can actually get this to be a spherical enough shape. Let's try again. So I'm not sure what the trick is to get something totally spherical if you're rolling it in your hands, but I think probably between the two smoothish parts of your palm is pretty good. Right, I think that's good enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it here, or in fact, I'm going to put it on this more plasticky thing, and that's a Bluetooth onboard diagnostic port interface for a car. We can try that on another review later. In fact, I won't put it on that because I don't really want to damage packaging. Put it on my shoelaces. Here we go. Let it sit there. And we'll wait half an hour and come back and have a little play with it. And I'm back. It's been about 10 minutes, no more than that really. It kind of feels firm. It's firm but slightly pliable. You can see it takes an indent from my fingernail, but if I tap it on the desk, and I'll put my microphone quite near so you can hear, it's definitely kind of turned into a solid. So it's just got a very fine outer layer. It's quite spherical. Oop. And there we go, we've got our very own magnetic ball. Not sure what to do with this now. It could be useful for keeping in a bowl of screws. Do I have any screws around here? Of course I don't. So technically now, if you really wanted to, just before it's totally hardened, you could do, you could add features here or drill holes and mess with it, but it's quite nice. It's probably about the right kind of texture before you really will be unable to edit it. A smiley face. So there you go, my magnetic sphere man. As ever, thanks for watching. I was quite lame before. I didn't work as a sphere, but I work as a fridge magnet. Look at my happy face and my flat bottom. Ooh, lovely.